You are having a fabulous day, and wherever you are tuning in from, it is not too cold, as I know there is a cold front across the East Coast here, and a number of cities are getting hit, some worse than others. But today we'll have a really brief session, and we're really here to talk about the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, or the STEP program, as it's commonly referred to. And this is a program available to U.S. travelers, and it's brought to you by the U.S. Department of the State and the Bureau of Consumer Affairs. And the application and website is really meant to help educate and keep travelers tuned in to what's going on in the areas in which they travel. So I'm going to show you the website. I'm going to actually pop the website into the chat here, and we are going to take it from there. So if you are interested in visiting the STEP program, it will be here in the chat. If you can't see the chat, definitely just Google the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. It will take you right to where you need to be. So from here, we are going to have me share my screen. So give me just a second here. And we are here at the main STEP program. And there's actually 3 different things you can see here on the website. And the first is really, if you're traveling, you can enroll for a one-time trip. You don't need to create an account, and you can actually receive notifications from the State Department and information about where you are traveling. You can also include information if you're staying at home and get travel advisories in your local airport, in your local area. So if your airport is closing and different major travel alerts, those can come through this system as well, and you'll always be a notified and informed traveler. But today we're going to talk about if you're a frequent traveler. And by frequent, I really mean if you're doing this more than once or twice at a time, or once or twice a year, you really want to create your own account. And up here at the top of the screen is the create an account. We're not going to go through that today because I have traveled before and I do have an account. So I am going to log in to the application. I'm going to go ahead and use my password vault and sign myself in. Now you can see I have some personal information there at the top, and that information stays there. It includes your phone number and emergency contact, and that helps the embassies in areas as you're traveling actually notify you and notify your emergency contacts of things that might directly impact you in an area. So from here, you can see I have done a couple of existing trips. I tend to go in and delete them out after travel, but you can see this last year, 2023, with the move to a new state, with a number of different things going on in life, I just left them there. And it's a great example of what you can do to create your trip. So this includes the country that you're traveling to and your travel dates. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say that we're making a new trip. And we are saying that we are taking a trip, and for purposes of this trip, I am working on a trip to Egypt right now for a client. So we're going to say that I am going to Egypt. And so we're going to select the nearest embassy. And the nearest embassy is going to pre-populate based on that destination that you had. And use the drop-down list. Never expect that if you were in a country that has more than one embassy office that you're going to know the closest one to where you're at. We are going to say that I am arriving on the 1st of the month of September, and we are going to be there through the end of the month. And you can talk about the purpose of your visit. And I typically just say leisure travel, vacation, something really, really simple. And then you can actually include, and this is where we're just going to fake it for right now, at least one address and phone number where you can be reached while you are traveling. So for my phone number, I always list my mobile, and we're just going to use my business number here for purposes of privacy, and address. And we're just going to put in a fake address here. Now we're going to get to a point where this is probably not going to validate and allow us to stay, but we just moved from the Seattle area and we are going to put in some information there, and you can start your search and pull up and we'll just use Egypt. Now, this is not a real address, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if it's going to allow us to go in. If you have additional travel information, you can definitely put it in. And then you can see that there are some travel advisories. Now, this is great if you haven't looked into some of the things that you're doing already to learn about travel to these areas. Now, typically anything level 3, level 4 is always going to say reconsider your travel. And there's different reasons for this. And you're going to want to personally read through the information to make an educated decision on whether or not this location feels safe to you. Safety is a very personalized thing. As a travel advisor, I never want to advise you that an area is or is not safe. That is entirely up to you. If you recall back to the episode that I created on travel insurance, it's not an insurance plan, but there is a catastrophe coverage that you can purchase. If you were in a step 4, so if up here at the top of this listing had said there was a travel advisory level 4, those programs would not apply to you. You would not be able to purchase them for coverage to the areas that you are traveling. So just a few things to keep in mind. And then we're just going to hit next. And you can follow them on Twitter and Facebook. And it just lists our trip, and we're going to hit finish. And this really tells the organization where we're going and what's doing, and really helps the local embassies of the area recognize that we are going to be traveling to this area and have contact information for us should the situation change, should they need to notify U.S. citizens of anything going on. So that, in a nutshell, is the STEP program. I do have the address there in the chat. You can see it there at the top of the screen. If you need further information, definitely drop me a message, give me a call, and I am more than happy to assist you. Have a wonderful day.